Okay, so what we're going to do today is we are going to be working with a quad palette. And in this quad palette, yes, it's all unique. And in this quad palette, these, first I'd like to say that these are metallic. So you can literally pop them out. So there's that little hole there, and you literally just pop them all out and you can interchange. I like to make different palettes so that I can do different looks. I like first shadow. It's a metallic eyeshadow and it's called Optimistic. It's a metallic sort of ivory color, as you can see. And then normally I don't work with that many metallics. I tend to go for one metallic and then satins and mattes, but today we're doing two metallics, and this as well, this lovely lavendery color which is called Ambiguous. She's also a metallic, and I absolutely love her. Now, and then we have our satin shade. I tend to kind of use this more as like my transition color most times, and she is called Nimble. You'll see how I'm kind of using all of these colors in a slightly different way, a little bit different to my traditional way of doing my eyeshadow. And then we've got our matte dark, nutty, yummy brown, and she is called Marvelous because she's just marvelous. Okay, so we've got our four colors and we're going to be using all four colors today. Now, I've got a selection of brushes and we don't necessarily have to use them all, but I've got a couple that I thought I'd go through with you. So this is your fluffy brush. This is your blending brush. Did I say fluffy? She's your fluffy blending brush. Okay, now you need this. This needs to be a staple in your eyeshadow game. Okay, then we've got our deluxe brush. Now this is what you kind of use to sort of put all your shades on your lid. Okay, and then this is going to be your crease brush. This, as you can see, nice and thin. She goes into the crease very nicely. And then this is kind of the optional to this one, very similar. So this again, this you've got here is your liner shader brush. So there you've kind of got the fluffiness of the deluxe brush, but she's a tad bit smaller, and then you've got your liner bit on that side. So you can sort of do your eyeliner with that. You can even sort of shade out, smudge out your eyeshadow if you wanted to. And then this is your fluffy crease brush. It's because, I'll tell you what, these two, don't laugh. Okay, laugh. Okay, it's because this brush and this brush, so you've got your blending brush and you've got your crease brush, the two of them, they fell in love and they had your fluffy crease brush. Okay, and I'll show you how to use them all throughout this journey. Okay, so let's get into it. So first we're going to add our primer, and now the primer is used for quite a few things, and the first thing is to prime the eyelids and the eyebrows. Yes, ladies and gents, I said the eyebrows. Now it goes on so smoothly and it allows the eyeshadow to be applied so smoothly, and it helps to blend powders and shadows and even your cream shadows. Okay, so first I apply a tiny bit, as you can see, to the lids. What it does is it helps to grip the eyeshadow, and I am going to go in first with our first color, which is Optimistic, and I'm going to press her into the inner corner of the eye, and that just helps to open up the eyelids, so it makes you look a little bit more awake. Towards the end I will go back through that again. As you can see, now I'm popping it onto the lids, and that's just going halfway onto the lid, and then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go up to the brow bone. So the brow bone, can you see how intense that color is? It's awesome. That's why I've already gone through my second one. So again, the primer, it's ultra lightweight, and it goes with any skin tone, and it helps your colors to just pop. And when I say that, I can almost say it's waterproof, because you go into any kind of water with those shadows on, once you've got that primer on, ooh, they're not going anywhere. And next we go into the lavender, that ambiguous, and she is amazing. So what I'm going to do is I am going in with my brush. Now, before I go with my brush, I'm just talking about what I use to clean the brushes. So I've used my deluxe brush, and if I've not got enough brushes, I tend to use my Younique brush cleaner to instantly clean and dry the brushes, so I can just use very few instead of using 1,000,001 brushes. Now just look at that color payoff from that lavender. Have you ever seen a lavender that rich? Now again, it's a metallic color and she is just beautiful. Now as you can see, I'm putting her on the outer half of the lid, and then I'm just gonna do a little swipe over both shadows to sort of get it blended in very, very, very lightly, very lightly over in between where the two shadows meet. Now I'm getting right into the crease. Now, did you see how I literally shoved the brush right between the brow bone? There you go. That's how you find your crease. If you're ever having problem finding your crease, where that brow sits in between your eye socket and your brow bone, that is your crease. And so I'm taking the shadow up just a little bit, so then I'm gonna have that nice not quite smoky but flirty outer eye. Okay, and there we have it on both eyes. And don't forget that all you need to do is keep layering. Less is more. You go in less. You don't want to always go in with boom, a thick heavy coat. You always tap off the brush so that you have nice thin light layers, and you keep building as you go. That's the key. It's building as you go, because trust me, you don't want to just go in with one harsh color. It's more difficult to get rid of it than to build up. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with Nimble. That's our satin transition color. Now that beautiful satin color, it's going to help me to sort of blend the dark matte into with the ambiguous, the lavender color. It just gives that nice seamless blend. It also starts to give darken, to deepen, give the color, the eye, a little bit more depth. And that's what this is doing at the minute. And if you continue, remember, less is more. Light strokes, tap off the excess and keep going. Buildable, just keep building. And that's all you need to do with this eyeshadow. And I'm going to do the same thing as usual with the other eye. And all I'm doing is I am doing one line straight into the crease, and then I come back and then I do like a V. People say it's a V, but I like to call it number 7, because a V has two equal limbs and number 7 doesn't, and that's what you can clearly see. That little slash that comes down, you can see I'm still doing my crease, and then now I'm doing that little point, and I'm using the lower lash line and kind of taking it up to looking at where my eyeshadow is, and that's how I kind of get that line. So yeah, and then I am just going to get that all blended out with my fluffy blending brush, which is just awesome for this type of work because it sort of blends out all the stuff as well as place things exactly where you need them to go. So can you see that? Do you see that light little dusting there? And that's for the transition. So that's done on both eyes. And now we are going to go in with our nice matte dark brown. And I'm going to use the crease brush. And that crease brush gives more precision, so it works with even smaller spaces than your fluffy blending brush. And as you can you see I kind of again follow the lower lash line and kind of use my eyebrow, the tip of my eyebrow as an imaginary line, to take the first part of that little triangle, and then I use my crease line to give the second, and then I connect the two sides, and that's how I get that lovely tiny little blend out there. So then I literally just start blending. Just blend lightly. Be gentle. That's what you want to be. Gentle with your brushes. At this point, you don't need to go in harsh. Can you also see where my hands are? How I'm holding the brush? I'm holding the brush further away, so it can help me to maneuver the brush a little bit more, and I don't get that much deposited onto the brush, so then it doesn't get too muddy. Do you see? And you just keep blending. Just blend, blend, blend. And now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other eye. Again, using the lower lash line and the tip of the brow and the crease to get those two lines, and then just connecting them and just blending. Remember, blending is your friend. Okay, so I've done the eyes, and now I'm gonna go in with my spray foundation. My beautiful spray foundation all over the face, and I'm just gonna roll with a few clips of a few bits of what I do. You can hopefully watch the rest of it in detail on another video, but for now, just quick clips.